Okay, so we finished our template. Now we want to take the references to ourselves out of it, and we want to package it so that it can be easily deployed or sold. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove any references to Git. So let me come over here to Visual Studio Code. And you see in my Visual Studio Code, this is our project. So I have it under YouTube SaaS Project is the name. Now there is a hidden directory here called Git, called the .git file. So I'm going to open up a terminal. And then now if I do a cd.git, you see that there's actually a directory. Now this is the directory that is linked back to my Git that I was using throughout the entire development of the project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a sudo rm -R .git. And it's going to ask me for my password. And now it's removed the references to Git. So that's the first thing I want to do. So now if somebody installs it just by unzipping it, it's not going to have any references to my old Git file. And in the next video, I'm actually going to show you exactly how to start with a template now that we've got one that we can do a lot with. So now so we want everything that is in this directory, but we've got a couple things we want to do. So first of all, we want to go into the HTML and we want to go into config, and there's a database.php. So if you remember at the beginning of the course, I set the password as U2demo123. I'm just going to come into the database config, and I'm just going to remove the password, and I'm going to save it. Now, if I had any other files, now this is our config. I actually have another. Actually, I guess I don't. I thought I did. Let's check under auth. So we have a login.php. Nope. Log out, register. It looks like this is what we got. So basically what I've done is I've eliminated the password for the Vibe templates. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to go get the database. I'm going to come over here to Google Chrome, and I'm going to go to phpMyAdmin. And now what I'm doing here is when we deploy this as a template, we need to make sure that we have the full database so that the users who's using the template can install the database along with the project. So I'm going to come over here. We called it Vibe Templates. So I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to do an export. Then I'm going to hit export, and then it created my Vibe Templates.sql. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it. I'm going to do a Command C. And I'm going to put it in my project directory. Okay, so I'm navigating to my project, and then I'm just going to paste it in. Okay, so now I have a Vibe Templates.sql inside of my YouTube SaaS project. So now from here, this is the directory that's actually going to be the template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to compress to YouTube SaaS project. Okay, so now I've created a zip project file. So in this case, now I have a zip file called YouTube SaaS project.zip that is the actual project. So this zip file contains everything that we need. We can move this over to another computer and then import in the database, and then we're going to be good to go to use this template as the starting point for another project. Okay, so just as a quick review what we did, so we developed our template using the 3 steps. Our first step was we planned it out, then we went through the process of building it, then we refined it, and we made all the features work. So basically, when you vibe code an entire application, there is little or no chance that it's going to get it right on the first try. So that's why you saw that the majority of the time we spent was actually refining it. Now what we've done is we've put all of the files that we need to use as a starting point for another project. So now that we have a zip file, all that we're going to have to do is move that zip file to another computer, uncompress it, and then make that the home directory of either our Claude Code project or our Cursor project or Gemini CLI, whatever vibe coding tool you're going to use. We now have a template that's got a starting point that has everything you need to have a running application from right away. Then we can build additional features onto it, and we can go into that whole concept of continuous innovation, continuous build. But this is really the hardest part of vibe coding, those first 3 steps: the planning, the building, and then that the really long process of refining everything and working the bugs out. So if you like this, make sure you hit like and subscribe. And then on the next video, we're going to use this template. We're going to add features to it, and we're going to see what we can do with it.